Hola a todos, soy la mamá de Lía y trato de aprender más español todos los días, pero no hablo muy bien. Ah, Estoy tomando las clases de español en una colegio, Foothill College, pero trato, trato de aprender todos los días. But I'm going to switch to English because I only know so much Spanish. So thank you, Maestra Leon. Muchas gracias. So our first craft is going to be the LaCatrona doll. And so you're going to need some items, and I will show you what you need. You are going to need 2 little squares of tissue paper, any colors you like, a round ball like this, everyone should have one, a piece of wrapping paper. You can use either side of the wrapping paper, whichever one you like. You are going to need some little flowers like this, a pipe cleaner, some cardstock or sticker paper, some tape, a glue stick, and some markers, and maybe a pencil. It's probably a good idea. So first thing I'm going to do is we need to make a circle of the thick paper. So I have a plate. You can use anything round you want. And you can share with a friend because we only are going to each need half of this circle. So, oh, and you also need scissors. So cut out, eek! Cut out a round piece of thick paper or this is actually cardstock. If you don't have any paper, you could use a paper plate. It doesn't work quite as well, but you basically need a half circle. So there's a full circle, and one way to get a half circle is to fold it. And my camera is unreliable. Fold it like that, cut it along the fold, and now you will have 2 half circles and you can give one to a friend. Ta-da! So what you are now going to do is take your wrapping paper, put the side down that you want to show on the skirt. This is going to be the base, the skirt of your LaCatrona doll. So figure out which side you like. And then this doesn't have to be perfect. You want to take it almost to the edge of this. And then you can try to do this directly. It is easier if you cut it out first. So you want to cut a bigger half circle, again, does not have to be perfect, out of your wrapping paper. Eek! I am not smooth on YouTube, and I don't have an editor. Muy bien. Okay, so we've got this one trick when you are folding anything that's rounded like a circle. We're going to fold this over, but I suggest cutting some little slits along the circle in the wrapping paper, and that makes it a whole lot easier to fold it down along any rounded edge. Okay, so you can use glue, but it's easier to use tape. So it's up to you, whichever you prefer. I like tape because it's fast. So I'm just going to go around and tape down all of these edges on top of my cardstock. So if this was real YouTube and I had an editor, This is where I would use fast forward, but such is life. So, hope you're having a good day. Do you know what your costume is going to be for Halloween? I always like going as a witch. Una bruja. Creo que es una bruja. No sé muchas palabras en español. Muchas cosas necesito aprender. Alright, so we want to make that pretty secure all the way around so that nothing's going to pop out on you. And then when you flip it over, you should have a nice looking half circle. And then you're going to take the edges and very gently fold them in so you have a cone. Okay? And probably want to fold it down a little bit. Got a cone there. Now you guys may have access to double-sided tape. That works best, but I actually couldn't find any double-sided tape, so I made a little circle thing out of regular tape, and I'm just gonna put a couple of those down on the edge of my skirt and see if that helps keep it down. And if I don't mind it ruining the edge of the skirt a little, I may end up actually taping that over. And you have to look pretty close to notice it. So now we have a cone. Okay, so that's the body. Now we need arms. So you take this thing, this is just a white pipe cleaner, and there's two ways you could do this. You could poke a hole in here and actually thread this through, but I am lazy, so I actually do this. I fold this in half. I stick this in the end of my cone, so we have a volcano, and then I wrap this down and now we have some arms. You can cut these to be shorter or make little hands. I actually like to try and hook them together so they kind of look like hands that are holding each other. So, okay, we got a body, we have arms, now we need the head. So, we're not going to do the head first. We have our headless doll. First, we're going to take a glue stick and take 2 pieces of tissue paper. Can be the same color, can be different colors, whatever you want. This is your project. As long as you don't make a total and complete mess, you can pretty much do what you like. Alright, so you glue the tissue paper together so it's a little bit thicker. And we're going to just set that aside so it can dry. And then we have our head. So that's going to actually go on like this. And so first, I am going to poke a hole. What happened to my pencil? You can use pencil or scissors. You're going to find a spot. There's usually a little dip or something at the bottom. And you want to poke a good size hole into the bottom of your head. Well, not your head, the ball head. I don't suggest going around poking holes in your head. And it should sort of balance, but you might want to get some glue eventually and actually put glue in that hole. But the next part is the artistic part, where we get to draw a face. So I am not the best at drawing. I love crafts, but I'm not the best at drawing. So sorry, just checking on something. Okay, because I can't see what I'm filming. Okay, I'm going to draw a face for our little, I'm going to try and draw it in the calavera style. Calavera. Am I saying that right? Oh, sugar skull. So, and again, I am not the best at drawing. So it's okay if it's not perfect. So I'm using a thin black pen. Pen usually works better. You can even use permanent markers if you promise not to write all over things that need to be washed. Okay. But it's up to Mr. Leon. And then you probably want to add some color. And I don't have a whole lot of Sharpies around, but I'm going to just add a little bit of color to my doll's face. And again, does not have to be perfect. Can be scary or spooky, can be just a smiley face emoji if you want. This is your project. But this is how I'm doing it. Ah. And then I'm going to add some glue into the head so the head stays on the cone. Eek. Purple blood. No. And then I'm going to stick some more glue on the hat, whichever side you want down. I'm going to glue the hat on her head. And then I'm going to roll the edge around. And again, you can make any shape you want for the hat, however complicated you want to be. You can leave, actually, her whole head came off. Well, maybe it's easier this way. At least it's spookier this way. Do you like spooky stuff about Halloween or silly stuff about Halloween, or do you just like candy? I also really like all of the customs of Dia de los Muertos and the ofrenda and remembering those who have passed. Alright, so we've got our little hat, and you may have one or two flowers, I'm not sure what, but you can use some more glue and you can either put a flower on the hat, or what I'm going to do is actually have her hold a flower in her hands, if I can get it to stay. And there we have it. Your own little Catrona doll. Good job.